Hey, how everybody? How you doing? All right, we are back on the Big Chief channel and welcome. Okay, we've got a few people here and we are featuring Mr. Jaya today. Mr. Jeyaraman, how are you do?
I'm good. How are you? How?
Okay, good. How everybody? Okay, so how's your week?
My week?
How have you been?
Busy?
Busy, yeah.
Hmm.
Good.
I've been. Oh, we joined without music this time. I no intro. Okay.
Yeah. Alamak, my Facebook account has been blocked. I do not know why. Anyway, that means I cannot.
How are you doing, Big Chief?
Me, pretty
Yep.
busy this week.
Oh, just like me now.
Hmm. Yeah.
Training? No.
Yep. Training, no lah. I've given up training already.
Ah,
So,
okay.
what are we talking about today?
Today we want to talk about something that is very close to my heart. Something that I strongly believe in that, and it's helped me a lot, which is called the lifelong learning. You
Lifelong
know,
learning, huh?
yeah.
Good.
Um, a lot of people are looking for shortcuts. You know, they want to become a champion overnight. They are looking for opportunities. They are looking for luck, but without realizing that today the world is looking for specialists, not generalists, right? And you cannot become a specialist in anything without spending time learning a skill.
Okay.
Or and like you and I know that we all put in a lot of effort to be where we are, and at least in our area. Of course, we cannot be mastering a lot of things, but at least in our area, let's just say you've been known for team building, and I spend a lot of
Yeah.
time on learning about my area, which is the memory, mind mapping, and all that.
Definitely.
And so I want to talk about how we can become very proficient in anything that we are passionate about, and also to remember one thing that everything is difficult before it becomes easy. You know,
Everything is difficult before it comes
yeah,
easy. Yeah, that's an interesting quote.
yeah.
Okay, then.
Uh,
Makes sense. Yep.
know why I'm saying this? Why I think this lifelong learning is important because if you look at the previous generation, let's say 2 generations ago, people's life can be divided into 3 parts. Age of 0 to 25. That means the time they're born until 25, and then 25 until 55. 55, as you know, was the retirement age, and then 55 until don't know when lah.
But now
God
it's
wants to
60
call them back.
already, right?
Hmm?
Now retiring age has been
That has been
age
extended,
is
but I'm talking about the
60 already.
previous generation.
I see. Okay.
In the previous generation, it was 0 to 25, 25 to 55, and 55 to question mark lah.
Right.
Uh, but the point is, uh, I call the 0 to 25 the learning years, and then
Learning years.
25,
Okay.
yeah, 25 to 55 was called the earning years. The
Earning
the
years.
pe- earning people earn and as much as they can during those 30 years or 25 to 55, and then 55 onwards, Big Chief, I like to call them the yearning years.
Yearning years. Okay.
Yeah, you had the learning years, the earning years, and the yearning years.
Right.
Because a lot of people after 55, once they retire, they sit in coffee shops and say, I nearly got that position. I nearly went to Australia. I nearly became a manager. I said, why didn't you? No lah, just missed by a little bit lah. You know, the education they wanted masters I need a diploma only.
Okay,
Because
okay.
you see, people stop learning at 25. That's the problem. And in those days, if you continue education after 25, you're frowned upon. You say something wrong with you. But today, it's not like that really. The opportunities are everywhere. We can continue learning at whatever age. There's no limit to age. Like today, I just completed my workshop on train the trainer. I had
Oh, today
somebody
you
who's
finish
like
your
I had somebody who was like 59 years old, which is not the oldest. I've had people 74 years old come to my train the trainer workshop as well. And the man who attended my the elderly gentleman was a doctor. So what can we say? See, these
guys.
people are
Never
still
too,
coming.
never too young to learn anything, right?
Exactly. So that's why the lifelong learning opportunities are available today very much. So why we have to have this lifelong learning attitude is because today there are so many opportunities out there. If only you look for them, compared to previously, there are so there's abound lah, the number of opportunities that are available out there. But then on the flip side, Big Chief, there's also global competition.
Correct,
Competition from everywhere around the world. It's not just
correct.
it's not just our neighbor. It's not just the man from the other street, next street already. It's from people from Zimbabwe and from you name it, in whichever country, from India, from China,
Right,
from
right, right. It's called
Thailand, Indonesia.
global outreach, right?
Yeah, so it's going to become like that. And then the last thing is that today customers' expectations are higher than before. By customers, I don't mean just the customers who pay you money, but also customers as in um, potential employers. Because I always believe that people who employ us, those of you who are working for a company, I would say you're also self-employed in a way. Because when you go for an interview, actually, an interview is actually essentially a buy-sell transaction,
Hold on, hold
isn't
on,
it?
hold on. Interview is a buy, sell transaction.
Yeah,
Okay, carry on, carry
but
on, carry on.
your present employer, if you're employed, was buying and you were selling. They
Yes.
were looking
Okay.
they were looking for services, and you went there and you were there at the right time and you went for the interview. In other words, each of us who are working, you are also self-employed because I call you a PSC. Which, if you heard this term
Okay.
PSC, you're a
What is
personal
that for?
service. You're like a corporation providing personal services. You're a personal services corporation.
Provider. PSC Corporation.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because you see,
Okay.
what determines a company share value is the value of the services they provide, isn't it? In terms of their product and in terms of research and how much they improve their their company's products. That's what determines the value of the products as well as the market value.
Correct.
So this is what I want to share. That you see, once we have this attitude that I'm a I'm not employed by anybody. I'm selling my services. Service provider. So happen my company which I work for is my best customer right now.
Okay. Correct.
I hope that
Correct.
makes sense.
But not
So
everybody
when that
thinks this way, right?
not everybody,
View it this way.
that's
You
where
know?
they lack awareness. They think, oh, he's my boss. That is my company I work for, so I'm employed. So it gives you the reason is because people go into comfort zone
But
and
the general the general tic tac is that the company employs me for this amount of money, and this is my job scope, and that's it. I'll follow my job scope. The company cannot do anything to me.
See, the problem is, it's not that the company can do anything or cannot do anything. The point is, each of us have in our hands the power of choice. That's what I mean.
Agree?
We are not a victim of anybody. You can
Agree?
leave your company and go somewhere else anytime.
Agree?
So how can you say you are? You see, the point is, money has many names, Big Chief. Salary, interest, dividends, fee for service,
Okay.
rental, interest, you name it. There's so many names. So if I get paid, you and I, we don't get salary, we get fee for service. But even a working person is also getting fee for service. The only difference between you, me, and somebody who's working in a company is our customers, or in our case, our clients, change every day. For a person working in a company, his client is fixed for a few years. That's the only difference. If a person is working in a company doesn't go to work for 5 weeks, not for 5 weeks, 5 days at a stretch. See, the company still employs them and gives them a salary. Unless they're on sick leave, there must be a reason for them to. So the point is, you are selling your service, and your present employer is your best customer. If I mentioned this in all my training programs, I say, do you know you're self-employed? And many people like stare at me, huh? What do you mean? I work for a company. I say, you're right in a way, but let me share with you. I said, you know what? Your salary right now you're getting is actually the market value for what you provide, isn't it?
Correct. Correct.
Just like Bichi, when you do your team building, there is a market value. You charge a certain fee because you feel you deserve that. There are so many other team building trainers who may not charge that,
Agree?
right?
Agree?
Because that's your market value. So similarly, a person who works in a company, you will set your market value, and you feel if the company is matching that, you will work. So what's the difference between us who are doing our own thing and somebody who's working in a company? The same thing. There's no difference. It's a matter of how they see it.
It's basically a promise, right?
Huh?
I promise to do my job, and the company promises to pay me at the end of the month.
Yeah, we too have to do our job. What you can do team building, or I do
Correct.
mind mapping. I
Correct.
don't do my job properly. They're gonna pay me, or they hire me once
Yeah.
and that's it, like forever.
What
They're
I'm
not gonna
trying to
take.
say is that if I'm employed as a salesperson in the company,
Mm,
if the company asks me to do anything extra from my job scope,
hmm.
you know, I am not obliged to do, right?
Yeah, no, you're not. Yeah, that's right.
Like if they ask me to go and do some deliveries, and I say, why should
Of
I?
course. Yeah, definitely. Just like if
Yeah.
just like if I'm going to do training on mind mapping, I may say, hey, Jay, can you also cover leadership? That's not my area. Even if I can do it, I won't do it. Why should I do it? So same thing, what? So what's the difference between somebody who's employed? Same. There isn't much difference. It's a matter of how you see things. That's my point. You
Probably the
see,
difference is the relationship building and the
difference is what?
relationship building and also the empathical issues of it. Correct?
Now, my point I want to make is,
Yeah.
once people view themselves this way, I've shifted many people's mindset, which is by when I
Uh,
give them a reason for this, I said, look, do you now agree that the higher, more skillful you become, the more knowledgeable you become more valuable in the marketplace. Your market value goes up, isn't it? That's why I'm coming to lifelong learning. But if a person is very comfortable, I'm okay, I'm earning 10,000 ringgit, I'm alright, pay my bills, I'm alright, then fine, no problem. Don't complain. then don't complain or don't compare with other people and say, how come he's so lucky? There's no such thing as luck. Luck is always opportunity meeting preparedness. The point is, when the opportunity comes, are you prepared? So if you're prepared, like sometimes, you're working in a company and as another job offer comes, but it requires a skill slightly higher than where you are right now. There goes lah, because you didn't upgrade yourself.
Right, right, right.
Oh, Roslan
And
is saying something. If you're asked to do something beyond your KRA, it may give value if you look at it as positive perspective. That if you learn new skills, absolutely
yeah, correct. Because
agree with that.
I believe Ruslan is a like-minded trainer.
Hmm?
Ruslan is a fantastic trainer. Okay, and basically, people, like-minded people like this will think differently. But what I'm trying to say is the majority of people, Pareto, says that 80% of people are not doing it correctly. Okay, so this is part of why maybe the Big Chief channel comes into play. They are the knowledge and skills provider. So what we are trying to say actually is that the majority's ways of thinking is probably not the best way, may not be the best way. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So
It's our
because
job. It's our job. What we
general,
are doing right now
yeah,
is we are giving people awareness. Yeah.
exactly. Generally, people, employees are, they are being, they believe that they are being paid for such and such a work. And Rosan is right because if you do extra, you will be classified as different, and you will be given more opportunities. And I like the way you say it because the more the more value you provide to the company, the more the employers basically will view at you at a different level, right? Am I right?
Hmm.
So opportunities come to for employees to be, to employees who are willing to do more than their job. Am I am I right to say that?
I would say that. I also agree with Roslan because he says if you are asked expected to do more, but you're going to learn something in the process, then it's good because again it comes with lifelong learning, right? You are upgrading yourself because in future then your market value increases. When your market value increases, then you either remain in the same company at a higher position, or you leave your company and do something else, go to another job, or you might do your own thing because you say, hey, I'm already too smart for this company or for this job for that matter. So that's what I'm trying to get at. You see, when become like I have not worked for people, Big Chief, you know that. I've only
Correct,
worked for
correct.
6 months in my life for a salary. Other than that, I've never worked for a salary. I work for commission. Yeah, I've done insurance, I've sold tuition, I've sold exhibition space, but I've never like end of the month. Hey, hello, how much you want to pay me? I never asked that. In fact, I'm also looking back. I'm also surprised that I survived all these years.
You're fantastic. I mean, okay. There's Patricia has said that my system is not clear.
Yeah,
Is it clear now? I've changed a little bit of things. Is it clear now? Do you hear me clearly, Jaya?
still somewhat the same. I don't know if my voice is clear.
Your voice is very clear.
Okay, right.
Just
Okay, I mean, I can still hear you. It's not very bad, but it's maybe not be maybe a microphone. You want to check next time.
how about
Mm,
how about now? Is it better?
it's slightly better. Yeah, yeah, louder a bit.
Hey, sorry for that. Yeah, because we basically can't hear ourselves when we're on air. Okay. Ruslan said exactly. Thank you very much. So, uh, basically, the lifelong learning is. Are you saying that the lifelong learning is for us to carry on improving, so that the what are the advantages if we carry on improving?
What else we can do to okay? We are very fortunate today because the the opportunities for learning is abound. It's everywhere. You can take courses online, free courses. You can watch YouTube videos. There are ebooks you can download. You come from the same generation as me, so you know that those days when like I used to go to the library and borrow books, buy books, or pinjam from friends to read to learn it. That's all because the internet was not as developed as right now. So that's what we had to do, and then we uh, the things that we learn. For me, I learn things not to teach for my own sake, but today is paying my bills. I'm fortunate in the sense because I found my niche and my passion, which was passion for me. I learned it just for my own sake, right? Because I was just curious about how the mind works and all this. Today,
Right.
it's Rosna has said something. He said, when I was in the corporate 22 years, I studied stuff, an accountant for 16 years. I asked what else, and I went into marketing, accounting, cut Mercer, and learn new stuff. Absolutely. See, Roslan is so big chief. You see or not? That means Roslan doesn't fit the typical employee that we are talking about.
Correct.
Can you see that?
Definitely.
So these are the people who make a mark in the world. People like
That's why he,
Roslan.
yeah, that's why he's so successful, in the training.
Exactly. Here we are in Big Chief Standard. This is what we are telling people how to go to the next level, how to get reach your goals. Uh, During MCO, we trainers learn from Mr. G and Miss. Maybe not all of us be flexible and adapt to the situation. Mr. G and Miss Y. What's that? Huh? G and Y.
Some initials, but
Roslan.
I believe Rosalind is right, and that's what we did also during the MCO and pandemic.
Oh, Google.
So,
Okay, okay, thanks.
Yahoo, Yahoo. Okay, during the MCO, that's where we started our Big Chief channel,
Yeah,
and we have not done it before. Definitely, I mean, in Malaysia, nobody has done it before. That's what
yeah.
I hear from it.
Nobody has done
Uh,
this. Yeah,
what we did was basically we had to change our mindset into accepting that we need to work along with other people. That's
yeah,
where I approach you, I approach people like Ruslan, and Aaron and stuff like that. So that is also another competency which we call soft skills, right?
mm,
The thing that Ruslan was mentioning was actually hard skills. So hard skills coupled with soft skills uh, are the things are the so big a spectrum that we can actually carry on learning new things if you consider that. Yeah. So not necessarily everything that you can learn is only from the mainstream education system, but also
sure.
yeah, we could learn from YouTube. We could learn from logging into our channel. In fact,
Yeah,
I mentioned a lot of times that if you carry on watching the YouTube channel every night, right, you actually don't have to attend any trainings already. Do you think so? Yeah.
absolutely. Today, there's so much there, and it's free. And it's do you know IIT? You know, Big Chief. In case you're not sure, IIT stands for Indian Institute of Technology, which is the most prestigious institution in India. And there are some students who have been given place in Harvard, they choose to go to IIT instead. Can you imagine? And and majority of those top IT guys in the world, like Sundar Pichai and many of them, like Microsoft, I think that it's not a CEO but a director, they are all from India, and all are products of IIT. And IIT now, I mean, first of all, it's very difficult to get into it. Competition is so great. IIT has now started putting their courses online in YouTube for free.
They use it
Such
for
high
free, right?
for free, yeah. And like you can learn. Of course, I'm not an IT guy. I went and heard that, but of course, it doesn't make sense to me. But if you're an IT person, it probably will make sense to you because it's high level stuff. It's available. The lecturers there, they actually when they're teaching is recorded and is now on YouTube. Like each lecture 1 hour, you have got like 12 1 hour. I mean, you may have to buy this, but today it's available free. It's part of the community service. Can you imagine what else? I'm because I just happen to know IIT, but I mean, what other resources are there? It's free, and if someone to give a complain or to give an excuse, no, I'm not smart enough. I don't have the knowledge. I think that's just lah. It's not something that we can believe.
That
Today,
boils down to
education is
character and attitude also. Lah. If
yeah,
you don't have a good attitude of learning, then no matter what we say, it doesn't enter you, right?
absolutely. I would say three things that determines a person's ability to learn is number one, the attitude, as you rightly said. Number two is the belief. They must believe that they can do it. Third thing, which is very important, nobody can give them, is the curiosity, the inborn.
Curiosity.
Yeah. So I call it the ABC lah. Attitude A,
Ah,
B for belief, and C for curiosity. So the ABC. Do you have the ABC or not? If they have that ABC, then I can say you're on your way. Uh,
okay,
get your attitude right.
Rosan has schooled me, lah, basically. in, in saying that there's no longer soft skills, essential learning. Okay, and correct. Rosan is also saying that 99 are failures because of excuses. Okay, this is what I learned from my seafoods. Yeah. Okay, there are only three reasons why people fail. Okay, or rather, these three behavioral patterns of people
Hmm.
who will fail. People who give excuses, like Rosan said, people who continue blaming other people,
Ah,
and
yeah.
people who complain. So we call it the
So what?
CBE,
The last one is what?
complain,
A complaint.
complain.
Okay.
So it's CBE, complain, blame, and give excuses. So
Ah,
my Sifu says that if you abstain from these three items, just abstaining from these three items,
yeah.
okay, you got no choice but to become successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
I used to say it
abstain
slightly
from,
differently, but it's the same. Big Steve, I used to say it slightly differently. I say it's the BED, blaming, excuses, and denial.
yeah,
And I said, the
it,
B, and it spells BED, bed. I said, you're just a lazy fellow lying on the bed.
don't sleep lah.
My
Yep.
boys are the
So
same thing. Yeah.
today we got quite a number of people, and we like to acknowledge them. We got Anthony, we got Christine, Patricia, we've got Michael Sia, Tian Koyen, and stuff like that. Fantastic. It shows that there are still people willing and wanting to learn something from,
Yep.
especially our channel, and it's completely free. Next week, we are coming out with other features, and Do tune in next week. And unfortunately, we are running out of time. So before we go off, right, Jaya, uh, can you conclude about today's session?
I want to just share with people that whoever is watching this that we are very, very fortunate. We are in a time of history when opportunities are out there. And if you continue on a journey of learning and without giving excuses, you will surely, you will definitely be very valuable and you will be able to get anything you want. It's just a matter of working smart, working on yourself. Don't work on your job only, work on yourself as well. When you work on yourself, everything falls in place. That's what I'll leave you with.
Right. Forgot to mention my friend who pointed out the Anthony Walk and all the others. Okay, and with that, we would like to conclude today. And Mr. JR, thank you very much. And for all of you,
Thank you, Big
we
Chief.
really appreciate your presence in this episode. And we are the Big Chip channel, bringing to you knowledge and skill program every weekday, 8:30 p.m. Do like, do us a favor, just like and share our channel with your loved ones. Right? See you soon. How?
How, everybody?